All right, what's going on, everybody? I thought this would be a good time to talk about The Last of Us Part 2. And I think no better time than right now, just because I feel like, the show is going on and haven't played this game. I just picked this up. I have the PS4 Collector's Edition and just picked up the PS5 version. I know I could upgrade for $10 if I own the PS4, but I like physical copies. And I really have wanted to play this game ever since it came out. I've only played it once and I've beaten the first one many times. Just because I think the first one, the replayability of the first one is a little bit better because it's shorter, and I think this one is a long game, and I'm not knocking it down, but and for me, this the Last of Us Part Two is a very like depressing and sad, and there's so much there's so much going on in the second one that it's hard, dude. Like it's hard. For those who are watching and you're watching the show and it's your first time watching the show and you don't know what's going on because you don't play the games, probably that's probably rare. Like there's probably a lot of people playing or watching the show for the first time, but I doubt they discovered my channels. But anyways, if you're watching this, and I'm not going to spoil anything, by the way. But if you're watching the show for the first time, do yourself a favor and play the games, even if you're not a gamer. Put it on like the easiest mode and just. It's the equivalent of like when you tell someone, "Oh, I like Game of Thrones" or "I like Lord of the Rings," and they say, "Dude, go watch the books." Right? It's the same thing. I know I'm being that annoying guy, but the games are phenomenal. I've been playing video games for as long as I can remember, and despite all of the negativity and the toxicity around, especially the Last of Us Part 2, which we can get into later, it is like I remember when I finished The Last of Us Part 2, I remember putting the game down and I just sat there. I just sat there. Like what this game did to me, what this game did to me, man. It was one of the most impactful, deepest, games I've ever played. And I'm not just saying that. I remember what this game made me feel, especially in the end of the game. There's moments in the end of the game that just hit so hard, dude. And I'm not gonna talk about any spoilers or anything like that. If you actually go back to the beginning of my channel, I talked about The Last of Us Part 2. I did like a podcast with a friend. I might do more videos about The Last of Us Part 2, but I've also learned to kind of just enjoy The Last of Us like alone, privately. I remember when The Last of Us Part 2 came out or was coming out, Twitter was going insane. The internet was going insane. Woke this, woke that. And I'm so freaking glad that I shut all that stuff out. I tried to stay away from the internet and I tried to go in as blind as possible. And what I walked away with, listen to me, man, what I walked away with was one of the most amazing single player story driven experiences I've ever experienced in my life. The Last of Us Part 1 and The Last of Us Part 2 are some of my most important games, some of my most favorite games. I love the story, I love the characters, I love the impact, I love the attention to detail, I love everything about these games. Can The Last of Us Part 2 be better or could have been better? We can argue this all day long. I'm sure we can find flaws. But in terms of the story that they wanted to write, in terms of the things that, in terms of like what was going on in the story and, you know, the gameplay and everything, like phenomenal game. The production level, the just attention to detail, the story writing, the characters, the drama. And like if you really immerse yourself in the experience, if you really go in, go in and just let the game consume you. And don't go in there with any biases or, you know, opinions from the internet or what this guy said to you or what he gave, you know, because there's so much of that shit. Go in there with an open mind and just enjoy the game and follow the story and just be immersed in this world. And it's pretty stunning, dude. I know some people criticize this game and I've heard valid criticisms, but then there's the camp of people that, you know, whenever this game is being brought up or talked about, they shit on it every chance they get. I don't have time for that, man. I don't have time for that. I block those people out of my life. I don't have time for that shit, dude. Um, I think The Last of Us Part 2 is an amazing game. If you don't like the game, I'm open for I'm open for your opinion. And I value people's opinions even if they're different than mine. There's a difference when you're just shitting on a game because you're coming in with your own narrative and your own biases and you think that you have a leg up here or whatever. But it's kind of sad to see where this game has gone, like in terms of social media and how it's been plastered and on all this stuff. And it's kind of sad because underneath all of that, like if you take away all of that stuff, because I know there are a lot of games today that do pander and do, you know, it's quite obvious what they're trying to do, and I get it. It's annoying. It's easy to spot. But there's also games that like, you know, they might put things here and there just to support, you know, a, a crowd. But that's not the whole identity of the game. That's not the whole point of the game. You're just picking apart one thing or a couple of things from the game and you're saying, nope, it's woke. Nope, not for me. Nope, trash. And those are the type of conversations that I stay away from. Sorry, I rambled way too much about that, but I have strong opinions about this game, and I really love this game, and I really love the first one, and I really just love this world, man, and the emotions that it was able to bring out of me was insane, dude. So yeah, but I didn't have the physical copy of the second one. I bought part 1 PS5, and I've been looking for a reason to open this up. This is a really long unboxing. If you want, oh shit, the CD. The CD is I hate when this happens. Got to fix it. But you know what I got to do first. You got to get a whiff. You got to get a whiff of that, man. If you don't know me and this is your first time watching me, I do that a lot. Sorry. So yeah, man. Probably not a glare anymore. I mean, this has been out for a while, so this is nothing special. I really just wanted an excuse to talk about The Last of Us Part 2, man. There is a... So on the backside... Okay, so it takes away the PS5. That's cool. And it's just the logo. We'll take care of this later. Um, Another thing that... Well, let's showcase the steel book, right? Ellie, and then Abby. Which I remember when I first got this game, right? Because again, I wasn't into the spoilers or anything. I remember, I remember unboxing the collector's edition, and I was like, "Who the fuck is that?" I was like, "Is this Ellie's mom? Who is this?" But yeah, man, I absolutely love the steel book, and then of course I have the collector's art book. This is really nice, man. This is really nice from Dark Horse. Um just beautiful. And of course, you got the statues. You've seen the statues. Um but yeah, dude, Last of Us Part 2. I know the show's going on. Oh yeah, I haven't talked about the show yet. Forgive me if this video is going to be long, and if you're still here, I appreciate it, man. Hit that like button. The show. Here's the thing about the show. I don't want to shit on the show too much because I know there's a lot of people out there that are enjoying it. Plus, it it brings The Last of Us more to light. It makes the games more popular. Maybe we get a third one because of all this. I don't know, but I do like the fact that the show is it's positive. People are enjoying it. People are enjoying the Last of Us universe. I'm not the biggest fan on the show. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. And this is maybe where biases come into play, but I'm not a big fan of the show, and maybe because I love the game so much, and I love Bella Ramsey. I think that's her name, and Pedro Pascal. Love those actors. I just don't think they fit as Joel and Ellie. I'm not going to go too far into that. I'm not toxic about it. I just don't think that they fit the roles. I don't really see them as Joel and Ellie. But if it makes The Last of Us Part 2, if it's able to get more fans in the door through the show, maybe they get into the games. Dude, that's cool. Not a big fan of the show. I'll probably watch season 2 just because I watched season 1, but yeah, man. I'm don't really care about the show. But I do plan on playing The Last of Us Part 2. I said I've wanted to play it for some time now. I've only beat it one time, and I haven't played it since launch. And that was back in 2020. So that was 5 years ago. Dude, this game came out during COVID. Holy smokes. I forgot about that. A game about a game about a virus during COVID. There was a lot of games that came out that year that was really, really good. Anyways, man, those are my opinions on The Last of Us Part 2 in a really kind of condensed, short video. Because I can talk about The Last of Us Part 2 all day long. If I play this game again, I might do a video, I might not, we'll see. But I haven't really done like a review or gameplay video of The Last of Us Part 2 on this channel. So I think that would be a really cool opportunity to. And if I play it, I'm already gonna record gameplay and might as well talk about it. But that's the video, guys. I appreciate you stopping by. If you did, if you made it this far, hit that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel, man. And if you are already subscribed, I appreciate you, man. You guys take it easy and have a great day. Peace.